I will be talking about like what Cheryl introduced to be using book widgets in primary school. And I'm Lilian Ainah Mathurin. And I'll just continue with that one. We just go on to today's agenda. There will be tips and tricks for using book widgets in primary school. I will be also we'll be exploring widgets. Hopefully it's fun, and examples for all the courses in primary, such as maths, language, geography, history, and others. We will also be looking at the ideal question types, specifically for primary. We'll be also looking at what type of projects that we can do with book widgets in your school. And also, last but not least, I will be sharing the what are the groups that you can join, book widget groups, for us to collaborate. You can share and use whatever that the widgets that is available. So let's go on. First one, I'm going to share with you some tips and tricks. Actually, there are about 10 tips and tricks. Hopefully, will be useful for you, and you can use it in your teaching and learning using book widgets. So the first one will be to install book widgets Chrome extension. Okay, if you are a Google for Education school, you're using Google Classroom, then this is the best thing to do. It's to install the plugins. The links are all there actually. For easier Google Classroom integration. So what it does is like once you install it, add it to Chrome, and it will show up in the plugins tab at the top there. If you don't see it, you can just click on the what do you call that, the plugin icons there, and it will show up on the tab here. And what it does is it's everything is there. You can assign your book widget classroom right in the Google Classroom itself. You don't have to go to you don't have to go to your book widget dashboard or something like that. You can assign or just schedule it just as you do in a normal usual Google Classroom assignment or quiz or something like that. And it's also great because it will also send you right away. It shows you, you can see the live widgets if there's a live widgets going on that time at the current moment. And what do you call that? Also grading, you can do it right in the Google Classroom environment itself. So you don't have to go to another tab or application. So that's number one. Let's go on to number two. You can, of course, create a group. If you're like me in teaching in a primary school, we do have like the co-teachers. We teach in the same level, for example. You can create a group. You call it maybe year 4 group or something like that. And then within that group, you can create folders. It depends on, you can create folders by topics, for example, or what do you call that, maybe subjects. So for us, usually in from my own experience, we use by subjects, and then you can also do it by terms or semesters, depending on how whichever you prefer actually. And then also you can name your widgets or activities by having a naming convention. For example, week 13 grammar, adverbs, things like that, or week 12 maths, I don't know, multiplication, something like that. So it's easier for your co-teachers or to find it in the folder. Okay, so that's tip number 2. We go on to tips number 3. Okay, and we know we're teachers, we have so many things on our plate. You don't have to start from scratch. There are great You can just search from widget examples and make a copy in your account. Or if you join a group, BookWidgets group, that I'm going to talk about that towards the end of the session, share with you. You can also duplicate from another group and then put it in your own, what do you call that, folder. Or for me, usually I have a folder called templates where I put everything like the widgets that I always use. So, I mean, I can use it for other lessons, you know, it's the widgets that I always use, for example, like crosswords, or maybe you have something like a worksheet that you can use for same template for other subjects. So yeah, it's quite easy. They just duplicate and move it to your own folder. Moving on to number 4, the next step is to, of course, when you start something, you need to make sure that they're familiar with. So when I started with my students 2 years ago, of course, it's new. They don't know how to use BookWidgets and all, but so it will be easier if you can create some sort of tutorial. Could be a video tutorial. I love doing GIF tutorial, just put it in a document or something like that on how to use BookWidgets. And I mean, demo, a lot of demo. The first few weeks or first few days, I allow them to just participate in activities. You know, like I started with games. Usually it's something easy for them to, you know, and then show them how to submit. Sometimes they forgot how to submit. They don't know how to do that. So it will be helpful to do a lot of demo during the first few days of their usage of BookWidgets. Okay, I think I can go on to number 5. We have, all right, this one is actually not only for aesthetic reason, it's also for what do you call this, for easier recognition. Okay, because I know that we do know that to create a cover, you can just search for online free images, but I would like to do is to screenshot the real worksheet. For example, this one, just screenshot the real worksheet from the point of view of the students when you do the preview, and then upload it as a cover image so that you can see, oh, okay, this is what exactly I want. And the beauty of BookWidgets also, you can edit the what do you call this, the screenshots or the image right on the BookWidget itself, so you don't have to open another app or another tab to just edit the screenshot. So you can see that it will help a lot of recognition of the BookWidgets that you are sharing with your students. Another one is use live widgets, of course, for instant feedback. And because as primary students, I mean, even older than that, majority of my children love seeing their work displayed. And okay, so for example, Miss Lilian, show me my work. Yeah, my turn. So just use this some kind of positive feedback. Hopefully, it will want them to make to encourage them to be to improve on their learning. So a little bit of you know, recognition there. And the 7 is reward. Be generous with your feedback. You can do it, the reward in feedback. It could be text, images, audio, could be a mixture of that. And why not link to a digital certificate or badges? So this is my own example, actually. So this is when they have This is the feedback when they reach certain, like maybe 80% or something, like, depending on what you're looking for. And then on the feedback, they will have a clickable link there that you will receive a graduation scroll. And then I'll just show you. It shows this one. And then it's just a Google form that that is connected to actually CertifyM. If you are familiar with CertifyM, it's an CertifyM or Autocrat. Actually, you can use either of those to generate a certificate, and then it will send to your to your email. So this is another way to give feedback or a reward, something like that. So be creative with your rewards. Number 8, because it's a primary school, usually it's very helpful to use the QR code, especially when they're using mobile devices such as iPads or tablets. So it will be helpful for them. It's easier for the little ones to just use the QR code. You can paste it around your classroom. I think you know how to do this one. Share it with, share in a different way actually. And then it will show QR code, and just you can print that out and paste it around your desired classroom. Okay, and we've come to the 9th. There's 2 more. Of course, use games, widgets for a quick starter, energizer, or even icebreaker. So it's very, very, there's a lot of games you can choose from. I always start with, this is one example. This is a randomizer. It's actually an adjective randomizer. So it's great that you can show the instruction first, and then you can discuss with your students what you need to do. So I think this is quite a recent features that you can add your instruction. Yeah, so you can spin the randomizer, number 1 to 5 shown. You must come up with a number of adjectives to describe the nouns, or that's fine. And then you can just spin it, and if you see which, and then you have 6, that means you need to come up with 6 adjectives for the which. So yeah, so that's great for, it could be a starter, it could be a starter for English grammar, it could be just an energizer, whatever you can, whichever is easy, suitable for you. And the last one, oh, okay, the last tip is for a quick assessment or reflection. Of course, you could always use exit slip. There's so many exit slip examples provided by them. From this one is an example of a prepositions exit slip. So it's just 2 questions for primary students. You don't have to have too many for exit slip. Just make sure that you have 2 questions, 3 the most, not too many. This is about describing the image. They've learned about the prepositions. Make sure to use at least 5 different prepositions. So you'll see what they still need to know, or you need to help them with. Okay. Okay. And of course, you can always modify it to be, instead of exit slip, you can create like a KWL chart. It doesn't have to be the exit slip. You can even use whiteboard or quiz, whichever you prefer. So that's my 10 tips. Okay. All right. Yes. So let's go on to the next part. Is to just explore widgets and examples. All right. So this is, bear in mind, this is more to primary sections, and some of the widgets are I created, and of course a lot of examples taken from Lucy, even Cheryl. They have wonderful examples. So we'll just see, these are some test and review, of course, quiz, very quickly. The reason I prefer quiz than a worksheet for like a quick assessment is that because, I mean, small children, younger children, they get distracted, you know, they get overwhelmed when they see like too many questions in one page. So I always like to use quizzes, yeah, to, you know, to gauge for the very, very quick assessment. Okay, that is quiz. Some example of exit slips, just like what I showed earlier. So it's simple, like there's 2 questions enough. This one can be modified, of course, according to your subject or needs. This is another favorite of mine, split worksheet. Okay, one side, the, what do you call that? The article, and then the other side by side. Is really powerful ideas. Actually, I just love these ideas instead of going up and down. And you can even put a link here. It doesn't have to be just text. It could be also pictures and then questions on the left, and the question could be in different types. It doesn't have to be one type only. It could be also different types of questions. So that's split whiteboard. Yes, I think this is also actually, most of them are Lucy's examples. You can get it from the examples itself, widget examples on the site. And this is just great for showing, you know, they can just show where to go straight, take the second road, instructions. It could be for maths, what do you call that, coordinates. Okay, you can, the possibilities are endless. So you just need to be creative in creating your content. Now this is also, I think, you know, the flashcards. This is done for my spelling or vocabulary lesson. So I have like the picture, I have the word or spelling word, and also the audio there. So they can do this practice on their own, or and then when you, there's the meaning at the other side, or you could put back first, and then maybe you can do it as a class as well, as a whole class. Maybe have some kind of quiz between groups. So, okay, what is this? You know, what's the word for this? Okay, show the meaning, and then, yeah. So you can, it's possibilities endless. It doesn't have to be self-paced. You can do it in groups or as a whole class as well, or even face-to-face. Okay, so I think I've showed English, some, this one, of course, in history. This is what they call this, a timeline. You can create timeline like this, partly filled, so that they can just search for the internet for more information. They can create, it's good for them to add in information. They can even add pictures. All right, and then things like that, and then they can move it. They can add more boxes there if they need. Okay, this is great for history, or this one is, wait, sorry. Of course, this is whiteboard. I love this one. This is more to art lesson, or even you can do this as a starter or just a brain break. I just love this one because it's you can take your picture there, and let me just Yeah, just take a picture of yourself and then you can just do the artwork there according to the picture that you uploaded. And it's just great for to release their stress, for example. It doesn't have to be only for art lessons. So that's whiteboard. And the next one is a web quest. It's I mean, do take time. I have to be honest, do take time to create one. Now, this is an example of what do you call that? My web quest that I created for an exit point, because we do have a volcano unit. So we did some kind of a scavenger hunt in the end of the unit. So they will be in groups, and then they have you know, challenges. It was a mix of online and also physical, what they call that, physical scavenger hunt, where they need to get stuff here and there. The idea is to get a clues to get their special flag. So when they get a special flag, they get to erupt their mini volcano. So it was so fun, and of course a bit messy, as usual in primary school. So there are 3 challenges. They have to write down their first clue, second clue, third clue, and the fourth. And at the last here, the last challenge, they need to they need to write all the codes they gathered from the first challenge to the fourth. And then they will show score. If it's correct, then they'll show to us, the teacher, and then, okay, you can get your flag now and go and erupt your volcano. So things like that you can use for just to have fun. That's the web quest. Now we go on to the games. There's so many things to choose from. Just a quick show, I think bingo. This is the usual bingo actually looks just like, now this one I created, what do you call this, a slide to go with my bingo. This can be done face-to-face as well as online, of course. So there's a printable ones, there's a link to the online ones. The online can do this. How it works is I just show them I'll read them, or I show this on whiteboard on the projector. So, and then those who are in school, they can just cross it like the usual. So, and then, yeah, so just read it out. You can even just read it out, but I prefer to have some sort of, it's easier for them to read here, the visuals, yeah, okay. All right, hangman crosswords, I think it's very easy to create, takes only a few minutes. I think you can do the opposites of that. This is, all right, so it's quite easy to create one. You can just add, depending on your lesson. Hangman, you can do it in groups. You can do it as a game in class, together, okay. Jigsaw puzzles, this is another example. I always use this either as a starter. This is an example that I use for our lesson in the rainforest, and then get them to talk about the puzzle. So it's about, you know, deforestation, get them to talk about it. It could be a starter, it could be just, you know, like energizer, things like that. Moving on, oops, okay, I think this is a word search. Of course, also very easy to do, just practice days and months. Okay, you can practice even words that they just learn new spelling words, for example, pair matching, traffic signs, crossing place for wild animals. So it's just things like this. depending on this. I think this one should be other lessons here. Another one here is this is spot the difference, and you could do this as a starter, whatever you want. We've learned about volcanoes or active planets, so the difference, so they get to pick, and then there's some answers there or some information. There are 3 only here, I think. Okay, and then they just need to click. Yeah, we can see those things popping up once they get they spot the answer there. Okay, so it's great to get them talking, review. It could be also review. Okay, this is a randomizer. I think I showed you earlier. This is another one for PE, or you call it physical education. So get them to do, just be inventive of what to do there. Let me just, okay, you can spin and then you can see what they need to do, probably in groups of 3. So this is an example for physical education. If there's anyone teaching physical education, you can use this for the randomizer there. Okay, moving on to pictures and videos. We have tip tiles. Oh, I love tip tiles here. It shows like this is the cocoa from beans to bar, I think. We do learn about chocolate as well. There's a unit for chocolate. So what this does, just great. There's information there. There's also a video if you need to. It plays everything there. You don't have to go searching for a video. You don't have to open another tab. Everything is there embedded, and it shows the pictures there, and it can be a self-paced or you can do it as a whole group. Excuse me. And piano. Who doesn't love piano in primary? So they can practice the piano. It doesn't sound bad. So they can also practice for their, what they call that? Doesn't see, it can't be heard. Okay. Yeah, practice their notes there. So just have fun with that. It could be also an energizer. Doesn't have to be a music lessons only. Before and after, very good. This one you can show progression of human evolution, then get them to talk about this, or we can do like a review lesson. So probably review of the timeline or what happened or things like that. Okay. So another one is from pictures and videos. This one is for maths, calculate the difference between the 2 clocks. So it's good for review or starter in a maths lesson at the time. Okay, so okay, let's just go on for others. There's a lot actually, but just have to choose a few here. Show you example. Checklist here is also another great way to show organization. How to make a paper boat. The step 1 is there. Once they're done, they just stick. It's really powerful to see like they get to do the second step. They are owning their less learning here. And then yeah, it could be anything as well. How even for checklists for writing, checklists for how to multiply, divide. So the possibilities are endless. Arithmetics, definitely for maths here, the answer, and then it will show up the reward question 1 by 1. Okay, and it shows up here if you get the answer correct. Okay, arithmetic's great for reviewing their maths lesson, also for fun. Okay, now let's move on to the ideal question types. Excuse me. So which type of questions, I mean, specifically for primary, based on my experience, question types that are great for primary, I mean, put it in two categories. Those are words here, drag words in sentence, correct words in sentence, fill in the blanks, mark sentence, word match question. I will show the example later. So I just choose some of the ideal question types, as well as this is my favorite one, annotate pictures. It's one of their favorite as well, students' favorite. Anything that has audio, pictures, it really helps with their comprehension, especially for you know, new learning. Okay, so audio and the group items, whiteboard question, and crossword. I think this is a new one in an ideal question, in a question type. So also I think the latest one is also a rubric. So I didn't, we can explore more on that. Okay, let me just show you the types. Just a second. Yeah, almost, I just showed you the question. Sorry, this is not the one. The question types. Okay, you could, this is about, this is the text only. So they don't have to answer on the text question type. You could put the video, you can embed the video, and for them to watch before they read, they attempt to answer the question. So you can sort of do that in the first question. They don't have to answer, they just need to watch. I think this is the one, there's the usual ones named the 3 disadvantages. This is one word answer. This is multiple. Yeah, this one is great too for rich text, so they can underline, they could use colors. It's really powerful for primary students. I think this is the usual, fill up the names. Make sure that you tell them not to do what, you don't conjugate or things unnecessarily. Mark all the animals. This is great. Marking, it could be also for other grammar. Or okay, drag the words. It's very easy for them to just drag and add in the box. This one is also great to correct the mistakes in the sentence. So if it's not, then you could, so just change it like that, or you can remove them. So the instructions are clear there. Fill in the blanks. You can use also true or false. This one, I think this is also the very good for primary. They can just type in the answers there. Okay, annotate pictures, types. Okay, I'll just go quickly there. And this one is the, I think, whiteboards. You can have like you know, you can use the stickers here and then add it to the question answers here. So this is a whiteboard questions. You could also use pictures, audio even. This is ordering the words. So put the words together like that. This is chronological order. I think this is quite recent type of question that you can add the what do you call this, crossword puzzles here. This is, I always use this one because it's very easy and powerful to use. So they can just move it in order. This one, choose the answer picture and choose 5, and it's like that. They can even have audio. You can record the audio. So a lot of things. Yeah, this is the usual matching audio or matching audio to, well, words or audio to pictures. Great for practicing their vocabulary, or if you are learning just learning EAL English. And also this is the dragging to where it belongs. I use this a lot. Annotation, just drag and drop to a picture. I just quick go on a drag and drop pictures. Also, this is a lot of I use this a lot in class as well. This is great for classification. Could just put together in one place there. Okay, this is more to secondary, so I won't go too much on that. It's the formula towards the end. This is the fractions. This is for maths, I think, more to maths questions there. Okay, all right, now go back to my here. There were a lot there. We just choose a few that is ideal for primary. Okay, I go on with the next one, which is projects that you can do with your school using BookWidgets. I did these 2 here example for, you could create something for school events. For example, my school just turned 30 years, I think this year. So I created a school anniversary challenge for them. It's in a form of web quest. So I love using web quest for this kind of idea. This is actually a web quest for, I could just add the background, you know, greetings for the tailors, and then they can go on and what do they need to do. I could just put 3 challenges, you know, because just for fun. It's all related to the core values. The teachers in my school should know that we adopt quantum learning. So it's something that, you know, it's just a puzzle, or you could just add things like word search or things like that. And then at the end, there's a tailor surprise. I don't know, depends on you. Maybe they'll get some kind of prize, or just you know, a badge or things like that. So it's up to you. What can you think of this one? And the second one is a National Day online scavenger hunt. I think we did this when we were online a year or 2 years ago. So I created this for my the whole school actually can join as well, but mostly for year 4s. So what I did is, this is a hotspot, if you can, you know, a hotspot that I created. So you have all this information, what you need to do. Of course, you can always demo with younger kids. They'll need a lot of demonstrations. They can start with destination 1. Each destination will, you'll get a clue. They have to go by 1, 2, 3 in order. Okay. And then at the end, they only can click on this guy here, the tiger, which is actually our national animal. That's why I put him there. And at the end, they will just need to key in the clues. I'll just, because I know the answer already. So example, Asia, and filled with harmony, for example. I hope that's the correct answer. Oops. Okay. Doesn't show me at the end. The idea is just that it will show up like the Show the, give me a second. Oh, show score. Okay, the answer is correct. If not, then oops, they need to do it again. They might get a certificate if they get all correct and everything like that. Okay, so those two are from my own experience. I did this at school, and there are other possibilities of doing the project, school project. It could be a web quest containing like a school guide containing all information about school, such as the background, the history, your school vision, or could be also a school map or images with clickable information link hotspots. This is also doable for a school project planner, like you have a project to achieve, and then you can use the planner actually to keep track of the progress. This will be in my next project, so it's hopefully I can share that next time when it's done. Okay, all right, let me just go on to the next one. Yeah, and I just want to add something here. I did some kind of app smashing. I do a lot of that, but with BookWidgets and Book Creator, I think some of you might be familiar with Book Creator and have used it before. If you're not sure what Book Creator is, a platform for creating ebook, I think like Kotobi or something like that. When you add with BookWidgets, so you have a language ebook. This is actually just my, it's not really a school project. It's actually just my own project here. It's a language from a native language. So I'm from actually the East Malaysia, and this language is dying. So I'm doing my part in promoting this language by creating the ebook accessible for everyone. And as you can see, I also included the book widget in the, so you that is an interactive exercise that can be done here. So it's just open up in the ebook itself. You don't have to go anywhere. You can embed it easily in Book Creator. So you can take a look at that. I think the slide will be shared later, if I'm not mistaken. So this is the app smashing between BookWidget and Book Creator. Okay, and I go on to the next one. Okay, I think this is the last one of the part of the session. Okay, let me just share. Okay, this one, I think this one has been shared like last year. I'm not sure what last year by Lucy. There are BookWidgets group that is really, really fantastic, and it's ready to use. Number one is primary education. Well, it says primary education, but actually it does. I mean, even for middle school, there are some great ones that you can have a look and use. And English also for ESL. So what you just do is just click there, and then it will show you. I think we'll add you as a contributor automatically. So what you can do, there's an instruction here, what to do. Of course, give and take. You can share your own. You can even you can share. You can duplicate for other people's. Just join this group, and you can see there are instructions given there. You can duplicate the work from others. There are a lot of ideas here. For example, I show you teaching English. This is the group. For example, I want something for writing. I don't have to create from scratch. Oh, okay, I'm going to teach about homophones. I have a look first. And then if I like this, work. Okay, yeah, this is exactly what I want. I said, and then I just duplicate this and then put it, park it in my own widget, or whatever widget that you have. Okay, and the same thing, if you have something from your own work, you can also add it to that group. So for example, I want to this one, I want to share it in that group. I'll just maybe two. I just I just duplicate to the group that I have just, okay, to the correct folder. Okay, all right. So that's about the group. Okay. Oh, all right. I think it's yeah. There are two groups. Please join it and please collaborate. You can use. You don't have to create from scratch. We don't have time for that. And then share it together.